Let me tell you the story. It happened in the 80s, about a fishing trip we took. I think it was destination Hades. A guy I knew had a trailer somewhere in Wisconsin. I can't remember where, but I know I won't be back again. He gave us the key and directions and said it's kinda remote, but I think all we heard was there a lake and a boat. So we headed out on an adventure to catch some fish and some sun. This was gonna be epic. We were about to have some fun. So that night we pulled up to the trailer and we put the key in the door. After several tries and checking windows, it wasn't funny anymore. But just when we were losing hope, our eyes caught a trailer on the lake. So we got in my truck and drove over. This time it was no mistake. So we drove around to the back so we could see the view. We started unloading coolers when we saw lights both red and blue. An officer yelled, "Hands in the air," as I had a cooler in both hands. So as I sat the cooler down, I was praying he'd understand. So he asked, "What's your name?" Derek said, "My name's Derek." He looked at me funny when I said, "My name's Eric." He said, "Do you have any guns on you?" And we both replied with a no. He said, "Can I see your license?" But I'd lost mine somewhere, and a gun owner's card was all I had to show. We talked it all over and we got it all worked out. I thought tomorrow will be better, and in my mind there was no doubt. Next day out on the lake, pulling the motor up every other minute. Every time we pulled it up, there seemed to be more grass in it. So we got out there far enough. It was warm and just a haze. I had a pair of shorts on and took my shirt off to catch some rays. We caught one lousy fish, that's all we got the whole time. But that night I started shaking like I'd been caught for a crime. I realized it was a bad sunburn, so we ran to a convenience store. Derek and the girl working told me I should have used suntan lotion before. So I bought some suntan lotion because that's all they had. You would try anything if you had ever got burned that bad. So I put on the suntan lotion and I sat at a table all night. Next morning we headed home, but my truck just wasn't right. I had bubbles on my skin, I could hardly stand or walk. Derek said, "Look at the oil gauge," but I didn't want to hear that talk. So I drove it hoping to make it. I wanted to get home to my own bed. Maybe we could limp on home, but nope, now my truck was dead. We needed a ride real bad, so I called my brother Mickey. My truck motor just locked up, can you get here and make it quickly? I hardly moved for a couple days because the burns hurt so bad. But looking back now, it was one of the best times I've ever had. So when you go through stuff and it seems like so much strife, you may look back in the future and say that was a great time in my life. told it quite a while. I hope if it is shared again, it will make